girl, somebody got to pick that cotton and it ain't going to be white folk. You don't know what's coming down the pipeline, but I'm about to show you. This is my Facebook page right here, Tonya TKO Show. This all started with a post that I put up yesterday. And in that post, I told people, I referred to them as red hats. I guess they knew who they were. This is what I put up yesterday. I referred to these people as red hats and told them to come forward to get blocked. And what they did was they overran the post. They really started going in. They were so angry at me just wanting to remove them rather than just going remove themselves. This post has over 2,000 comments on it, right? And I had to educate some people on there. But when I was on there, something interesting came up. And I want you all to take a look at this, right? I said red hats come forward to get blocked. This black man right here, he came forward and says, I'm a black man who voted for Trump. Now go get your mental peace. But look who came to comment. A leopard came to comment to eat his face. And the leopard says, I'm glad that there's still blacks that know their place and that they will never be white. They know who it'll take to run this country. They know their places to serve. You are God-given. Oh, I never thought the leopards would eat my face, right? Okay, yeah. So the leopards came home to eat his face, and I'm laughing. I have concepts of sympathy for him. Yeah, concepts. Nonetheless, so this morning I got up and this is the video I put up yesterday. Let's see if we could take a quick listen to this real quick, right? So here, their child is inside of a school, and after the election, the other kids said to the child, well, you know, we're so happy now that this person is won. We can't wait for you to be our slave. This is what they said to my knockout child. And my knockout child is crying and inconsolable, the child wanting to take themselves out of this world because the child can't fathom being in an existence where they are going to be enslaved to their classmates. Where did these classmates get these ideas? Where are they coming up with this stuff? What have they heard in the home? And in what ways are they replicating the parents' teaching? So this is the video that I did yesterday. And in this video, people started to come out. These are the people who got blocked. One offense, menoplia. I'm not playing that, right? So let's continue going forward. This post has 500 comments on it. And I said, black people, think about it. Once they deport the immigrants, who do you think they'll want to do that cheap labor for free? And I did hashtag 14th Amendment. Then I had to come back and add the hashtag black jobs because apparently people weren't getting it. Because people were like, listen, don't ever work for free. I'm like, do you not understand what I'm saying? Do you not know what the 14th Amendment was? So then this is how this video came about. Because I had to tell them, wake up. This whole movement is about establishing their dominance and supremacy. And they were used to your free labor for half a millennia. The immigrants have a home country they can go back to. Where will you go? Black people are stuck here. Immigrants can go back to their country, but those who were chattel, their ancestors were chattel slavery, you are land of this land. Yeah, your people built it. You do not have citizenship to another place. How many of you all out there remember when Trump came forward to talk about black jobs? If you remember that, go throw up the number 1 or raise your hand if you're on a mobile phone, right? They've been saying this out loud and you haven't been listening. So listen, I want you to see what the black people are saying. They're not getting it. They're not getting it. Well, this black woman, she's with a white man and she says, girl, somebody got to pick that cotton and it ain't going to be white folk. Right? Then Solina says, this is our country. Black people, I'm not from Africa. You are not hearing what I'm saying. That's the point. You ain't got nowhere to go. You don't have no home country to return back to. You don't have anywhere to run to. Those of you out there, let's see, this is the vote. Okay. If you have watched all seasons of The Handmaid's Tale and you know how Gilead became Gilead, put up the number 2, throw up the peace sign, put up your hand, whatever it is that you need to do to let me know who out there is on the same page with me in terms of knowing about how Gilead became Gilead. Did Gilead become Gilead overnight? All right, it did not. There's some things going on, so I just want you to stop right now and check, make sure that you're still subscribed. And if you were never subscribed, this is your wake-up call or your call to action. Make sure that you're subscribed. So let's continue forward, right? Then Steve comes to say fear-mongering. And I'm like, okay, stay right there. Go back to sleep. Because you know what they did was they took the term woke and co-opted it to make it seem like being awake is bad. The woke posse, the radical woke leftist, yes. So they took Black Lives Matter and turned the word into a hate group, so much so that from my hypnotherapy school that I went to, when I posted inside there, do Black Lives Matter, the mother effers removed me from the group. Yes, they did. Yes, they did, saying that they do not support hate speech. Really, bitch? Okay, all right. Then they took the word woke. So I wrote back to this guy and I told him to just go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. There's a lot of comments on there. You can go see it for yourself. People are arguing me down. That's fine. Go argue me down. That's fine. Because obviously you don't know what's coming down the pipeline, but I'm about to show you. All right. Then I had to repost the thing again. And I had to put the word slavery in the hashtag in big letters because people just was not getting it. They weren't getting it. And then here we are. So let's see, the people who know about Handmaid's Tale, it's a good number of us out there. Okay, everybody doesn't know about Handmaid's Tale, but let me just give you all a brief synopsis of what happened in Handmaid's Tale. So the government started becoming more and more conservative, right? This is in the United States of America. The government started implementing more and more policies. So it started being against gay people, against women having their own bank accounts, against all of this other stuff, right? Against women voting, against all of this stuff. It happened slowly, and people were like, oh, well, you know, like the frog in the water, right? Little by little, little by little. And then what ended up happening is there was a war. So the United States wanted to secede from this government, right? So the rest of the states fought against it, and this government became known as Gilead. And in Gilead, because the birth rates had dropped, and we already know that Forbes has stated that by 2049, 45% of women will be single and child-free. So they created this society with women who were fertile. They were known as handmaids. They had to wear red to indicate their period. Little girls wore pink as they were growing and then growing into their womanhood. There were different tiers in this society, and each person wore different color clothing. In Gilead, in the show, the Black women were also handmaids and all this other stuff, but we already know that that's not realistic for where it is that we are. The show changed it from the book. Because in the book, the older women and Black women were martyrs. Older women were sent to the fields if you were past menopause and all of that, and you weren't. So like they humbled the doctors and the educated women, Black women, and turned them into martyrs. Then they had the sisters who were rounding them all up and keeping them in line, the ultra-conservative women. And the women who were fertile were used as wombs for the commanders and their wives. Forced births, they were forced R-worded. I just want you to know that this book was written from I forgot what it's called, but there's a type of fiction that is based on real life events. I talked about this in a video about 2 years ago. Margaret Atwood, who's the one who wrote the book, she talked about the type of fiction that this is. And it's a fiction that all of the works, all of the things that she's talking about in the book have all happened somewhere on the planet. This is why The Handmaid's Tale seems so real to us. because these are all things that are feasible and possible. Hey Knockout, thanks for watching. This video filled your cup, so be sure to return the favor by making sure that you're subscribed and watching one of the other videos. QR code in the middle gives you my personal link.
Please fill my cup. Am I really asking for much? It's been a long week, I'm looking for fun. Please fill my cup. Find me under the sun.